even though I was taking them out like snipers. Left and right. Hitting the dirt, baby. What's up, y'all? So recently I did a top 10 worst winners ever in the history of the game. My opinion, of course, with fair play. He put it on his Patreon group. I put it on my Patreon group. But the world didn't get to see my top 10 worst winners in the history of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my top 10. And I did a little different with 1 and 2 because I had time to think about it. Having a lot of discussions about it made me change my position on number 1 and number 2. So we're going to go ahead and start with the top 10 worst winners in the history of the game, in my opinion. Now, what's really interesting about this list is I'm having to base the list on what I'm watching now. So we see players like Kim. Now, if I were to do a top 10 best winners of all time, I would have put Kim at the top of my list at one point in time. Now, watching this season, putting this in play, she almost made my list. She didn't, but she almost made my list of the top 10 worst. Because what I'm doing now is I'm implementing the people that they actually play the game with. So, is it really a legit win when Kim plays with people that doesn't know how to play? Or is it even a better win when people like Michelle play the game with people that maybe could play real good, and maybe she just had a great game and we didn't see it because she's playing a little bit better now. You see Sophie playing a lot better now. You see an Adam working it, trying to stay in there, even though at this point in time you'll probably watch this video forever, but we're watching Survivor 40, and at this time we're on episode 7. Adam didn't look so good that episode. So I'm going to go ahead and start the list, and we'll start with number 10. And number 10 is Sandra Diaz Tuan. Now, her Pearl Islands. I can't respect the fact that as long as it's not me. Now, like I said, this is my opinion, and I'm just going off of what I see, how I feel, and how I play the game. You could view this on how you see it, how you would play it, and if you could respect that gameplay. I can't respect the gameplay as long as it's not me. Now, we see Sandra now played the game 2 other times after she won, and both times she actually tries to play the game. Season 40, she's playing, and she tries to make a move. If the move works, it's a great move. Great move. People would be like, oh, that's one of the great, and I would have gave her credit for that move. And I would have been like, it's one of the greatest moves in top 10. I mean, it would be a top 10, top 15 move for me, but it didn't work. So she went home. She didn't only go to EOE, she quits the game. So I did not put that involved, the quitting aspect. If I would have placed her higher in this list, which she is higher. But this season, I would have put higher. And, Pearl Islands, Fair Play takes her to the end of the game because she's the easy one to beat. And she's somewhere along this list as well, too, but we'll get to that in a little bit, and we'll explain that. I don't want to spoil anything right now. All right, number 9, we have Danny. Now we're on season 40. We're watching Danny, and she did nothing. And she, when she played, she liked to keep things a secret, not only from her tri-mates, from the cameramen, and I don't think that is good, because what I do is I work with the camera crews and the production. I try to get information from them without them telling me information. And the only way you can do that is tell them what's going on. So, and they respect that. Believe me, they respect the fact that, hey, do what you think you can do. I'm not going to give you that info, but if you think you can get it, go for it. I just don't see her. I think she, she got lucky and wins the game. I think we see a lot of her strategic play now in season 40, and it just doesn't make her look good. She makes number 9 on my list. Now, number 8. This is it's Adam Klein. Now, Adam, he wasn't in control of anything when he won the game. Other people was in control of the game. The funny thing is now Adam is trying to be in control of everything at this point. I think as Adam's in a good spot, like I said, this is going to air. You'll already know, but I'm on season 7 where Adam just, made a big mistake by trying to get people to give up their, do you have an idol thing. Everybody's, do you have an idol? Do you have an idol? That's the thing on season 40. So I have Adam on this list. Now, if he happened to win this game, I would give him all the credit in the world. I'm giving him credit now because I think he's doing well in season 40 other than a few hiccups here and there. But at least he's playing and trying to play hard. So I give Adam, I put 8 and Adam together. See how I did that? I give Adam a number 8 on my list of worst winners of all times. Number 7, I have Ben. Now, the reason I have Ben, guys, is because, and we go in this in depth when I talked with Fair Play, and they had him way higher on their list. And I have to say that I disagree with his win only because I think, who's that? Who's that coming in my yard? Get out the picture frame, please. See that? It's just like my podcast. No, I guess you don't know what's going on right now. So I have Ben as my number 7 on my list only because I think it was obvious to me that things were done. I don't want to go into too much depth here. Things were done that probably shouldn't have been done in the game of Survivor. I don't think it was a legit win. He could easily be my number 1, but he's number 7. All right, we'll move on. Number 6, maybe one of the worst seasons in the history of the game, and that's season 39. That's Tommy. Wait, no. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes, that's Tommy. We'll go ahead and put Tommy number 6. I almost switched it. Almost switched number 6 because I had Fabio in this list, but as I'm thinking, I'm like, man, Fabio, wouldn't he be great to watch in a winner's season? Yes, he didn't, do much, and he was funny and clumsy and didn't know what was going on, but I would have liked to see Fabio in the winner's season. But nonetheless, I have number 6. I have Tommy. It was just a terrible season. I don't think that a lot of people respect the season. I think maybe he'll get a bad gig. A bad rap because of such a bad season, which is too bad for him. But I think that he didn't play. They just didn't play strategic, and I can't respect his win. He didn't get called for obvious reason. I think he didn't get called for season 40 because it was such a bad season, season 39. If it would have been a great season and he would have strategically worked his way through, then that would have been a different story, but it wasn't, and he didn't. So I give him number 6. Now, number 5, I have Chris Underwood. A lot of people... Now, Chris did the right thing. He went to AOE. It was Edge of Extinction again. Went there, and he knew that he needed to do something, so the fire challenge happened. But, the whole time he was out there, he got voted out pretty early. He goes there. He doesn't have to play mentally, guys. If you don't have to play that game mentally, then you got a great advantage. Great advantage. See, all the trucks around here sound like that. Just so you can know. You know, by the way, I have a shotgun mic because it bothers me when things happen behind me and noise start happening that I'm not in control of. I know you know that, obviously. And so I got me a little shotgun mic, cost $160, that's supposed to just get me in front of me. I don't know how good it works. I'm not going to tell you the brand name or anything because they didn't want to sponsor me because I asked. But yes, that's what we have in front of me. So hopefully it's working. So Chris, he's number 5. He doesn't get my respect because Chris didn't play mentally. And that's the game. He didn't have to play at all. All of a sudden, bam, you allow him back in the game. Bam. Kind of like you control it with Ben when all of a sudden a fire challenge is implemented into the game and Ben wins the game in $1 million. I mean, he's number 7, but I know I went back to him, but you see my point there. All right, we're going to move on to number 4, and that's Sophie Clark. Sophie, I don't think she deserved that win. I think that Coach deserved that win, and she really didn't do anything. That's really, I mean, when you talk about this list, that's a lot of the times they're boring and didn't do anything, and I can't put them. I cannot not put them in my top 10. So I'm going to put Sophie. The thing is, Sophie's playing a good game now. I like her game now in season 40. She's playing well. I could see her going super deep into the game the way she's playing. So it could change easily. I don't have any disrespect for nobody inside the game that I'm naming here. I'm just naming my opinion. I know I'm just on number 4, but I'll go ahead and say that I'm going to do a top 10 best winners, which is going to be super hard for me to actually do because it's easy to say who the worst winners are. Okay, number 3. Again, almost the same style as Sophie, and that's Michelle Fitzgerald. And again, she's playing a better game in season 40. I think that they know that their game wasn't all that good. Number 4, Sophie. Number 3, Michelle. I think they know their game wasn't that good, and that's why we're seeing them step up a little bit and try to play season 40 a little bit better. You have to respect that, and I do respect that. They just happen to be on my list, and I'm friends with Michelle, so but I'm still going to speak my mind and put her at number 3. I think that Audrey should have won that season. It was a tough thing to watch. You know, when I watch these people play the game and I don't see the right winner winning and I see people quitting, it bothers me. It bothers me because I don't like it. I have too much respect in the game to not play the game or to quit the game. So anything like that, I have to look away. Okay, we got the number 1 and number 2. Now these two I switched around, and I'm going to tell you why. Before, and on Fair Plays, I had number 2, Sandra, and then number 1, Natalie White. I switched that around. Now I have number 1, Natalie, number 2, Natalie White, number 1, Sandra, as the worst winner in the history of the game. Now, let's get back to Natalie, number 2. The reason I switched them is because I'm starting to think, and I'm like, wait a second. Natalie, at least she didn't flip. Look, we went to the merge 8-4. They had Laura on the other side that was a talkative type of person, a strategic type of person that could easily talk Natalie into moving to their group, and she tried. And Natalie didn't move. She trusted in me enough to say, you know what? He said he's going to protect me. I'm going to go with it. So I have to respect the fact that Natalie never flipped on her alliance. And and I do put her still at number 2, worst winners all time, because I was there, guys, and she didn't do anything. But I have to give her respect for her not Natalie's flipping. Best move was to flip, even though I was taking them out like snipers. Left and right, hitting the dirt, baby. Yeah. I did all that and I still didn't win. But that's another YouTube video. Now, I switched them because Natalie did something to actually stay in the game. And eventually she gets to the end, she wins. Sandra, number one. What's interesting about this is in Fair Plays, Pearl Islands, he had Sandra at number 3. Now he's like, I brought her to the end. I put her at number 3, but I'm the reason she went to the end. I brought her because she did nothing, and she wins due to a bit of jury. I said, I put her at number 1. I had her at number 2, but now she moves up to number 1 just because I've been thinking about it more, because I brought her to the end. She does nothing. Her strategic plan was to get rid of me. Didn't work. Her physical plan, her physical aspect in the game, we all see that. Doesn't work for her. She quit a season because she thinks her physical aspect in the game is so bad, she rather quit than actually physically try. So I was like, that is so interesting that you have her at number 3 and I have her at number 2, number 1 now, because we both played with her and we both know. We seen it. We were there. And I can't give somebody respect that does nothing. I surely can't give anybody respect in the game of Survivor. I don't mind Sandra. I love Sandra. Her family is super sweet. Her kids are big fans of the show. She's a big fan of the show. They get pictures and autographs when they go to places. Great family. I don't have a problem personally with Sandra at all. At all. In the game is different. I am about the game. So I can't give her respect in the game. She's my worst winner in the history of the game. So it is what it is. She did nothing. Comment below if you think she did an amazing job and tell me what part and where she did an amazing job. Comment below your list. Tell me your top 10 worst winners. I know I'm going to get hate on this, on my top 10 worst winners, but I get hate on everything I do. So just give me your opinion. If you like this video, like it, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'm about to drop a few more videos. This is just a top 10 video, so this is here for the ages. So, if you like my content, let me know about it. Let me know any other top 10s or top 5s you'd like for me to do. Please don't hate. If you hate, it's okay. We all have our own opinions, and that's how we have to live this world, right? All right, guys, I appreciate you watching, and keep hope alive.